Child of God, pause for a moment. This isn't just another closed door. This is heaven whispering, come this way instead. You didn't miss it. You didn't ruin it. You didn't fall behind. This is a divine rerouting. The number 1717 is not random. It's a prophetic echo. A reminder from the throne of grace. I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11. You thought it was rejection, but it was protection. You thought you were being pushed away, but heaven was pulling you into alignment. There are some doors God closed with His own hand, not to punish you, but to prepare you. Not to delay you, but to direct you. This is not the end of your story. This is a holy interruption, a sacred setup for something your eyes have not seen yet. Let your spirit hear this. You are not forgotten. You are being led. And even when you felt ignored, you are actually being repositioned. The setup is sacred. The redirection is prophetic. And you are still chosen. Maybe the no came when your heart was wide open. Maybe you prayed with everything in you, only to watch the door slam shut. You told yourself to stay strong, but deep inside it broke something. You began to wonder, was it me? Was I not good enough? Did I miss God? There's a kind of pain that doesn't scream. It just lingers. The pain of being passed over. The ache of trying so hard only to be met with silence. The emptiness of loving deeply and still being left behind. Some of you are still carrying the weight of a goodbye that never gave you closure. Others are nursing the sting of opportunities that slipped through your fingers after you waited so long. And then came the questions, the secret ones. Why didn't they choose me? Why wasn't I enough? Why would God allow this to happen? You've tried to be faithful. You've tried to understand. But the silence felt like rejection, and the delay felt like punishment. I see you. Heaven sees you. The tears you cried behind closed doors, the disappointment you never fully spoke about. None of it has gone unnoticed. You've carried so much, thinking maybe this is how your story ends. But beloved, this is not the end. What you feel is valid, but it is not the full picture. This isn't just a loss. This is a turning. And there's more to this pain than you know. The story is still being written, and the chapter you're in is not the final word. Let your heart breathe for a moment. Let the questions settle. Because here comes a whisper from heaven that no was never a rejection of you. It was a redirection toward your true path. You see, there are places you would have settled that God had to rescue you from. There were versions of the future that looked promising, but would have starved your purpose. So when the door shut, it wasn't the enemy winning, it was your Father intervening. What you lost was real, but what's coming is necessary. Romans 8:28 speaks louder now than ever before, and we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love Him, who are called according to His purpose. That includes every unanswered prayer, every detour, every silent season. Even the closed doors are part of the strategy. You are not off track. You are not being punished. You are not overlooked. You are in divine process. The confusion is temporary. The clarity is coming. And though you may not see the full picture yet, heaven has never taken its eyes off you. Some delays are really deliveries in disguise. Some rejections are God's way of rescuing your destiny. Let your spirit trust again. What you thought was the end is actually the route into your real assignment. The no was a seed being planted, not a door being slammed. You are still on schedule, just heaven's schedule, not your own. The road may feel unfamiliar, but it is holy. And you are exactly where God knew you'd be. Still chosen, still called, still on your way. There is movement in heaven you cannot see. There are things being aligned behind the curtain of this moment. While you're wondering if God has forgotten you, angels are being dispatched. Doors are being crafted, not just open, for your feet to walk through. God is not just answering your prayers. He is answering your purpose. You are not waiting in vain. You are waiting while heaven is working. You are standing still on earth while heaven is shifting everything around you. Every delay has been measured. Every closed path has been sealed with wisdom. Not one step of yours has been wasted. There are connections being formed that you haven't met yet. There are places being prepared that have your name on them. There are yeses you haven't heard yet, because they're still being matured in the timing of God. While you weep, heaven works. While you question, heaven builds. You thought the pause meant nothing was happening. But beloved, this is the part of the story where God is laying foundations. You just can't see them yet. That's why it's called faith. It's not just believing for what you can imagine. It's trusting in what you cannot yet perceive. God is stitching together moments you didn't know you'd need. He's orchestrating a setup so profound that when it unfolds, you'll say, "Now I understand. Now I see why it couldn't happen before." Let this truth rest in your heart. Heaven is not late. It is preparing something weighty. And when it arrives, it will be undeniable that it was God, and only God, who could have done it this way. Listen, my child. I was there when the door closed. I was the one who allowed it, because I saw what you could not. I saw the heart behind the offer. I saw the storm behind the opportunity. I saw what would have harmed you and what looked like a blessing. I know it hurt. I know it felt like abandonment. But I was closer to you in that moment than you've ever known. You asked me to guide you, and I did. Not with words, but with my hand. Not by giving you what you wanted, but by preserving what you need. Do not confuse my silence with absence. Do not mistake delay for denial. I have never withdrawn from you. I have only drawn you deeper. And though it felt like loss, it was protection. Though it felt like punishment, it was positioning. I am the God who sees the end from the beginning. I am the one who calls the stars by name. And I have not missed your name. I have not overlooked your tears. I have not ignored your prayers. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. You are not being pushed aside. You are being set apart. What you lost is not greater than what I'm leading you to. What didn't happen is not bigger than what will. I am the Lord your God, and I will finish what I started in you. I will restore what seemed wasted. I will redeem what was broken. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, uphold you, and carry you forward. The redirection was never rejection. It was the beginning of something holy. The next season will not look like the last. The doors that closed were necessary, but the ones about to open will be undeniable. Heaven is preparing a yes that will silence every doubt, every delay, and every disappointment. You are standing at the edge of divine reversal. What felt like subtraction was really setup. What seemed like failure was just the foundation. There's a shift coming, swift, sudden, sovereign. What took years will happen in moments. The connections you lost are making room for the ones God ordained. The place where you were rejected will not be the place where your destiny ends. A new path is forming. A God-ordained, heaven-approved, enemy-blocked opening. This next door will not require betting. It will not come with confusion or chaos. It will come clothed in peace, in clarity, and in confirmation. It will make sense, not because it's easy, but because it carries the weight of glory. You won't have to force it. You'll just walk into it. The Lord is declaring the rejection was redirection into your next elevation. The detour was divine. You are not behind. You are being lifted. There is restoration ahead. There are divine appointments ahead. There are yeses ahead, pure, holy, undeniable yeses. You will look back and realize that every no was a necessary step into this breakthrough. It wasn't punishment. It was precision. What God is bringing to you will carry His fingerprints. And when it comes, you will know this was worth the wait. You are not forgotten. You are not discarded. You are not invisible to God. The enemy has tried to whisper lies, that you're too late, too flawed, too far off course. But here is the truth. You are still chosen, still covered, still appointed for divine purpose. You are not defined by what didn't happen. You are defined by who holds your future. You were never meant to fit into places that could not hold your calling. That's why they let you go. That's why it didn't work out. It wasn't because you were less. It was because you were too marked by heaven to stay where you didn't belong. The pain tried to bury your worth. The silence tried to steal your voice. But even in your weakness, God's hand never let you go. You are part of a sap, not a setback. You are standing in a season where heaven is reminding you of your identity, not based on success, but based on calling. You are not abandoned. You are set apart. You are not lost. You are led. You are not broken beyond repair. You are being rebuilt by the one who never makes mistakes. And He's not finished with you yet. If something stirred in you today, if your spirit knows this wasn't just a message, but a personal word from heaven, then respond in faith. Not with striving, but with surrender. Let your spirit say yes to God's rerouting. Say yes to the detour. Say yes to the divine redirection. Type 1717 in the comments if your heart is stepping into this prophetic setting. Let it be your agreement with heaven's strategy. And if you're surrendering to the better plan, the one you can't fully see yet, type 555 as your sign of trust. This isn't superstition. It's alignment. It's agreement. It's your soul saying, God, I may not understand it, but I trust you anyway. That simple yes is the soil where miracles begin. Father, thank you for every door you closed that I didn't understand. Thank you for every detour that kept me from disaster. Even when I felt rejected, you were redirecting me with love. Today, I release the grief of missed opportunities. I let go of the shame, the confusion, and the fear. I choose to trust your timing again. I believe you are working in ways I cannot see. And I say yes to the new path, even if I don't know where it leads. Cover me in peace. Anchor me in hope. Let purpose rise again where pain once lived. I am still yours. I am still called. And I believe this redirection is my setup for glory. In Jesus' name, Amen.